What's going on YouTube? So today's gonna be kind of a different video. I'm gonna be talking about how I became a barber, how I got interested in it, kind of like my progression over the last 4 years that I've been a barber, how I grew my clientele, and how I overall grew my business. Okay, just to give you guys some background. All my life, my mom used to cut my hair, my brother's hair, and she would just do it. We never worried about going anywhere. But in like middle school, we were like, we have to start getting haircuts somewhere else because this is too much. Like we're getting clowned at school and all that. So the only cheap place we could go to was a barber college, kind of like downtown in my city. So we would go to a barber college and they would take 2 to 3 hours on one haircut and they would still mess me up, like, but it was like the best thing we could have got for the price at the time. So I remember just being in the shop or in the barber college, and I was watching all the other students cut hair and I was like, why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? So I thought it was pretty interesting. Right off the bat, I just thought it was really interesting that they were switching guards, using their combs, cutting the top. They were doing all that different stuff. And so one day I just got very curious and I was like, my mom has some clippers, she has some stuff, combs, mirrors, I don't even know, and I can cut somebody's hair with that. So I got the little box that she had everything in. It was like this white box, plastic box, and just had everything in there. And I took it out. I figured some things out, like my guards, my number 1, 2, 3, all that. And I asked my brother, I was like, yo, think I can cut your hair today, tomorrow, whenever? And big shout out to my brother. Without hesitation, he said yes. So we went outside in the backyard and I cut him on one of the kitchen table chairs. It's like, it was like spinning, so like I used it because it spun around. It was kind of high up, but you know, it spun around, so I was like, I'll use this. And that was back 4 years ago. June 22nd, 2015 was my first ever haircut on my brother. It was comb over, 2 or 3 on the side with tapers. I still have the video to this day. It's on my Instagram if you still want to see it. But that was my first ever haircut. And fast forward a couple weeks, my brother's friend was like interested in getting a haircut from me, and I was totally down because I needed more practice, I wanted more people, I wanted more experience. So I said, let's do it. And I cut his hair, and I cut my brother's hair, and I cut my own hair. And that was like my rotation for a cool couple of months. Like it was just my hair, then my brother's friend's hair, and then my brother's hair. And I just rotated all those people just to get my practice in. And then eventually his other friend came, and then I had a couple close buddies of mine come. High school freshman year, I had a friend that was interested in getting a haircut from me because I had posted things on Snapchat about me cutting hair, and nobody really like was interested, but I had a friend that was. And so like we set a date, we set a time, and it felt like everybody in the whole school knew I was gonna cut his hair. And so this was hyped up, and it was like the day came, I was gonna cut his hair and everybody at school was gonna know, like, you know. So I cut his hair. It went really good. I mean, back then I think it went pretty good. And so I posted it on Snapchat, went to school the next day, and we actually got a lot of good feedback. And then from there I had a lot of people trying to hit me up for haircuts, and at that time I was doing $10 a haircut because I already had a lot of experience prior, but I never told anybody. And so now that I had people, I was charging 10. And so I'd get house calls, but I wouldn't even charge for house calls. I would just go and charge $10 still just to get my name out there. I was trying to grow my business, and I kept it steady for a while. I didn't really care about upgrading too much. I wasn't even making that much money to be able to upgrade. But I realized that like if I'm really gonna do this, and if I really want to do this, because I loved doing it at the time, but if I'm really gonna do this, I need to get better services. I need to upgrade my stuff. I need to upgrade my set up my area. I can't just be cutting outside or in the living room. I have to get somewhere to cut. And so that's when I moved into the garage. I think it was my sophomore year. I moved my setup into the garage, and I was cutting more and more people and upgrading more and more stuff. As I made money, I invested it back into the tools. I invested it into a better chair, into more cleanliness. Anything I could have, I put the money into it. So around my junior year, I started getting a lot more people, and I started picking a lot more traction up with the haircuts. I started getting a lot of regulars, and at this point I had raised my price to 15 beginning of junior year. Raised my prices, and because $10 was really, it was just feeling like, it was feeling disrespectful to a point, because I had invested so much time, so much money, so much effort into mastering what I was to offer, what I had to offer. My services, my haircuts, I was mastering that every single day. I was investing myself, my money, my time, and for $10 a haircut, which took me 30 to 40 minutes, was just really degrading at the time. So I was I have to charge more, but I was scared of losing clients. But with the $15 was perfect. So I went on. I was pretty comfortable with $15. We kept going all throughout junior year. I had regulars, I had new people, I was growing my clientele. And this is the point where I was cutting every day, 1 to 3 people every day. Some weekends I would be booked. I was loving it. I was growing my passion. Then end of junior year, it was around the end of junior year, I started charging $20 because I felt like I put so much time now. I'm 3 years in, and I need to up my prices because the service I'm providing is just way more than $15 in my opinion. Because at this point, 3 years in, thousands of dollars in investment of all this right here that you see, this whole setup. I didn't want to sell myself short, so I started charging $20, and from there I was really comfortable, and everyone was loving it. Everyone was $20, okay, perfect. And I was getting so much more clients, clients just flowing through the doors, it was crazy. And then I started my Instagram, and my Instagram sort of was just a demonstration of my work. I didn't care about followers. I didn't care about being on Instagram. I've deleted all my social medias just to focus on my business, on my school, on everything that I need to. My Instagram just became kind of a place where I'd put up my photos of my haircuts, my videos, so if clients wanted to see, or if new people wanted to try me out and they didn't want to take the risk without seeing pictures first, I could send them over to my Instagram and I could attract clients through there. So I thought it was a perfect way to interact with my clients and to bring in new clients. And my Instagram has kind of grown into this thing where I just love taking photos of my haircuts, taking videos of my haircuts, learning from other barbers. I follow a lot of other barbers. That Instagram is mainly barber centralized, so the whole thing is I follow barbers. I learn things from other barbers. I take online classes, I invest in classes, and I've grown so much just due to social media and interacting with other barbers. And so from all that gained knowledge and all the experience I've been gaining over that time, I just recently upped my price again to 25, and so I'm comfortable at $25. $25 is a comfortable area for myself and many of my clients too. I just plan on staying with that price for a while now until I become a professional licensed barber, maybe working in a shop. But that is my story. That is how I got started. That's my progression in the barber industry, how I started to where I am now. So I wanted to show y'all kind of how I started off, with what clippers I started off, and to where I am now. in clippers. Like I said, I started off with a pair of clippers my mom had. She used to just cut her hair with it, and so this is it. This is called the Wall Precision, I believe. And this thing, I used to use this thing for everything. I used to fade with it. I used to line people up with it. This thing would get so hot, like I was burning clients all the time, and I feel so bad, but this is the only thing I had. And this thing would not work half the time. I'd flick the switch and the switch wouldn't even do nothing, so I'd have to flick it back. It wouldn't even work. So I finally made some money cutting. I made enough money to be able to purchase a new clipper, and that was like probably like a year in, maybe. Like, I was not cutting that many people, and the money I was making, I was being pretty dumb with it and just spending it on myself instead of trying to buy and improve my tools. So once I had the money, I bought this clipper right here. This is the Oster Fast Feed, and at this point I was like into YouTube barbers, and so this was highly anticipated on YouTube channels. Like, a bunch of YouTube barbers had this clipper, so I decided to buy it. Right now I don't have the blade on it because I was working on it. I was doing some repair on it, but this is the clipper that I was using for 2 years probably, cutting everybody. This thing was a beast. I love this thing, but I had to retire it because there was bigger and better things that I was striving for. And yeah, so now I raised up a lot of money to be able to buy the clipper that I wanted, and that was this clipper right here. It's called the barber Gold FX clipper. This clipper is fully wireless, and I even got a wireless charging dock for it, so it'll always be charging wirelessly, and I could use it on my client a lot easier. I don't have to be bringing a wire from one side of the head to the other. I don't have to like trip on any wires, because I used to, like, my barber chair would get caught on the wires, and then I would break a bunch of clippers like that. And so everything I have now is wireless. I've upgraded not just these clippers, but a bunch of my other clippers. I have a bunch of different ones. But yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the love I've been getting on my YouTube channel lately. It's been overwhelming. I love seeing people enjoy the videos and people learning things off the videos, which is super cool. That's like my goal, is just to produce content that people will enjoy and that you can learn things off of, or just watch it and enjoy what you watch. Thank you so much for watching the video. I'm gonna try to start posting more and more on, like, maybe Sundays, Wednesdays, twice a week, maybe once a week. But yeah, thank you for watching.